everyone, it's Mel here and welcome back once again to my channel. Today I am finally getting to do a van tour, which is a video that I've been wanting to film for a really long time, but as I said to you guys in my update in my last video, it's just been so hectically busy. But I'm so glad to finally get a bit of a chance to film this video for you. It's not starting quite how I had liked. I kind of wanted to start filming from outside, but it is absolutely bucketing down today, which is weird because yesterday it was sunny, 29 degrees, beautiful here in Germany. Today it is absolutely pouring, but I thought we'll figure out a way to just try and get this done anyway. I'm sure you can probably hear the rain, I'm sorry if it's distracting, but I figured let's just get this van tour done, show you guys what we did to convert the van. Everything in this van was made from scratch by myself and my boyfriend. We converted the whole thing, did the electrics, he built all the cupboards and the wardrobes and the bed. I made things like the curtains and hand decorated everything, so everything was literally done by the two of us. We had a little bit of help from family and friends, which we were very grateful for, but the majority of the work, like 90% of it, was just the two of us. So we are in a 2003 medium wheelbase mid-roof Ford Transit. That's what we decided to convert. We had a lot of mechanical issues, but that's separate story. Everything's fixed now. We have been living inside this van for 6 weeks now and everything has been great. We've moved some stuff around, shifted some stuff, added some hooks, put some bits and bobs here, and I think we're pretty much happy with the situation and the current setup that we have. But before we dive into the tour, I would really appreciate it if you guys could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it every time somebody subscribes to the channel because it really does help me out. And I also really appreciate it when people share my content or give me a little shout out on Instagram. It's at Pebbles and Peach. I of course love connecting with people on here and commenting and stuff like that, but I also do it quite a lot on Instagram. So if you want to head over and follow me there too, that would be absolutely great, guys. So without further ado, here's the van we've been living in for the past 6 weeks. So this is the side door to our van, and this is what we mainly use for our entrance and exit. You can get in and out the back door too, but we just don't really use that an awful lot. But as you can see, I've made these bug nets that hang over both the doors, because trust me, if you're living van life, these might not be the prettiest things, but they are damn useful and they stop the majority of the bugs getting into the van. But these are like magnetic ones. I just stitched two like magic nets together to make it wide enough to fit the door, and they just like open and close behind themselves, which is really handy. We have our little step here, which is where we kind of leave our shoes and stuff before we step into the van, and my little ukulele is just hanging there at the minute. Okay, so this is as we have just come through the side door. That is the back door way down there, and that is our bed. This pulls out as a full double bed, but at the minute we've got it in this kind of like chair mode where both sides of the mattress are just kind of folded on top of each other, and then we've shoved this like blanket on top. But this part pulls out and fits across onto this side of the wardrobe, and then the whole thing is like a big double bed that takes up this whole back of the van. So I'll maybe show you guys that at some point. Moving on in, these are our wardrobes. So that is Aaron's wardrobe, and down here in this little cupboard, this is where we keep like our board games, electronics. I'll not show you in there because it's kind of messy. I will show you in some of these though. And then we have our bookcase, and this little woman here, I picked her up in Utrecht from a really lovely man in a souvenir store. We got talking and he was telling me all about Miffy and how Miffy came from Utrecht, so we have got her along for the journey. And these little guys I brought from home, and a little lip balm. But the bookcase, initially we just had this bungee across, but the bungee itself didn't do such a good job at holding these books in whenever we were driving, so we added these little strips, and it just stops the books from falling out, so they can't really go anywhere at all. They'll just maybe move out a little bit, which is fine. They just get pushed back. But yeah, if you want any out, you just take the bungee off, hook it on here, and lift your books out, whatever ones you want to read. And over here, you probably wondered what this thing is. So I literally sleep, my part of the bed when it comes out is just about here, just underneath this. This is actually a rape alarm that a friend gave to me, and why it hangs here is luckily I've never had to use it, and hopefully I will never have to use it, but if anyone tries to break into the van or into the van when we're inside it, I will yank on that and it makes a really loud noise and will alert people obviously to something is going on here, and hopefully will spook away whoever is trying to do what they're trying to do. So hopefully I'll never have to use that, but it's a really handy spot for it. Above here, this is where I store my bat, which I don't know if you can hear that through the camera, but it's like an electrified bat, and if any flies or bugs get in, this is a really effective method to getting rid of them. It kind of just like electrocutes them and gets rid of them. Further on down, this little area here is kind of multi-purpose. We have this picture here which one of my really lovely neighbours made for me before we left, and this was just the perfect little spot for it. And on top you'll see those stones. One of my other neighbours got us all these stones. They're related to like having good luck when you travel and making sure that your possessions are safe, and they're just really thoughtful gifts, and it's so nice to have them here where we can see them like all the time. This was whenever we went to, I think we were in Stoke-on-Trent, and we found a Titanic pub, and I stole one of their beer mats and stuck it on the wall because it looked cool. And that little picture down there is from the Cannabis Museum in Amsterdam. That's just some lenses because I'm using my camera right now, they're not normally there. And a little picture that my sister got Aaron. And then I have this mirror here, which is really handy because it moves, swings, pulls out, and I can use that to get ready in the mornings, which is what I usually do. And then I've got the tablet arm here, which it pulls out, moves, so I can, normally we have the tablet up like this and we'll sit and watch. It can swivel the whole way around, so I can sit and watch it here if I want, but it's really handy. So the tablet is kind of what we use for our entertainment system. So we've got tons of programs like preloaded onto this that we watch in the evenings sometimes. And yeah, so that's like the little bookcase, the getting ready area. And then down underneath we have this cabinet here, which we keep, it's kind of messy, but we keep our like medicines and makeup and bits and bobs in here. This one down here, underneath it is shoes, and then these, I'll just kind of show you what my wardrobes look like. So they're kind of a little bit messy, but I have a system and my system works. I added these little hooks to keep like my rings and my necklaces and stuff on. But yeah, I've got my tops, tank tops, pajamas, a little journal that I write in most nights, and yeah, there's a system to it, kind of. But that is my wardrobe. And then underneath in this one down here, this is where I actually keep my camera and my craft stuff, and my towels and some other bits and bobs are stored in there. So that's where we keep our like coats and bags and stuff and hang them away. This is a little cool box seat on wheels. So Aaron made the shell. I made this like cushion. It's literally just like an IKEA cushion folded over, sewn together, and then I stapled this cover on top of it. It's kept in with these little bungees down there, and they're just kept up there out of the way. But in here we have the cool box, and you can open that up, and that's where we keep ice, and we'll sometimes keep like fresh meat and fresh food and stuff in there. There's some ice packs, but at the minute we don't have any ice, so we don't really have any fresh food. We would usually just eat meat and stuff on the day anyway. Cheese will last a couple of days if we've got ice. And then on to here, we initially started off with this one spice rack, but now we've added this second one up on top, and it's just got like spices, herbs that we use regularly. It isn't all of them, it's most of them. And then there's a little hand sanitizer there, toothbrushes, toothpaste. I've got some CBD oil here, some sugar, that these are all from like McDonald's and cafes and stuff. I stash them into here. Coffee, tea, and some oil. We've got other olive oil as well, but we use this one sometimes. The tea towel hangs here. This is our water tank. It just sits then above this thing, which is like a little drawer from Matalan. We have this little voltage thing on the side so we can check the voltage, because all the electronics are basically behind here, so the solar panel relay and all that kind of stuff is in behind there. But these little drawers, these two are kind of boring, they're just cutlery. This one I have my teas and things that I use, and then this one I've got like snacks These things are, I found these in Germany and I'm like actually obsessed with them. These are so good. Milk Mouse Caramel. If you're ever in Germany, definitely try these. But this is like a little snack cupboard. Groovy biscuits, a crap ton of Dreamies, some pasta, things like that. So that's those little drawers. Yeah, this is just the washing up area. This is like a little macrame plant hanger that my cousin Rachel made for me. I absolutely love this thing. And this is our little cactus that has been coming around the world with us. Some kitchen roll, my phone. The kettle lives in here when we're driving. It like fits in there perfectly. So this is actually a sink bowl that we use for washing up and things. But yeah, the kettle fits in there perfectly for whenever we're driving. Obviously it's usually over there on the stove, but yeah, whenever we're on the move it sits in there, and even if there's a bit of water in it, it won't spill out or anything, which is really handy. And then we have this little safety area. So we've got the fire extinguisher, the fire blanket, and this is what we use to light the stove. And then obviously we've got a little CO2 monitor as well, some fruit. I don't know if I'll bother showing you in behind here. I don't know if there's any point, but basically if you unlock this, you can push these drawers out. If I had both hands I would do it, but I'm holding the camera, and that's where you can check all our electronics and our fuses and all are in there. It's actually really easy and really handy to get to once you push that out of the way. So yeah, this is just the little kitchen sink area. Then in here, it's kind of boring. This is just where we put our dirty laundry. In here we have just kitchen stuff, general kitchen bits and bobs, and our little camping toilet, which is just underneath. But in here I have all my like shampoos, conditioners, all that stuff, and then I keep this really handy. This is just a wash bag that if I can get to a proper shower, it means I can just bring that with me and go have a proper shower rather than using the solar shower. And then I'll show you guys these. I keep these tied together because this drawer tends to open. Here we just have some leftover chickpea curry that I'm going to heat up in a minute from last night. Food won't keep like super long, but if it's in the shade it'll keep like a night at least. Pots and pans in the back. In here I've got some spinach and some like extra dishes and things. And in here is all the food. So we've got bread and pasta sauces, and there's eggs in behind here, and some extra olive oil, and then this is all like bits and bobs and almond butter and jam, and this is kind of like dry food storage. Oh, there's the eggs there. Eggs, cereal, noodles, these little milk things that keep really well. I've been keeping those in here. And yeah, we've got some cans, lots of chopped tomatoes, canned veg, things like that. So that's those cupboards. And then in here, this is where we keep the gas. So I don't know if you can see it in there, it's a little bit dark in this cupboard, but the gas is behind here. This is a little lamp that we can bring out, and yeah, we've got rubbish bins, just some water, and our little bin is kept in here. And then I added this recently. This is just a little peg bag with our washing line and pegs in it. So if we do any hand washing, which we've only had to do it about once, we usually go to laundrettes, then we can hang it up. So yeah, that is pretty much our little van. I don't think I've really shown you. We have another way of getting into the garage, which I'm gonna have to bend down for. But it's down in here. There's this little cupboard with a little lock on it. So if we open this, it's just because this garage is so long, like it's the size of a length of a full double bed. So in here there is another wee light somewhere, but I just can't get to it. But there's extra kitchen roll, or washing up basin, extra toilet roll, extra bits and bobs, stuff that we'll need that we don't really want to go out the back of the van for, is all kept in here. You can't really see them, but we do have these little stars on the ceiling that at night time they're really pretty. And yeah, the last place of storage I guess really is up here above the cab. There's my incense. So we have our pillows and hat and jackets that you need, and yeah, there's some other bits and bobs and picnic blankets and things like that up in there, but we actually don't really need to get to that all that often unless we're getting our pillows out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and getting this far, and if you have, I hope you've enjoyed the banter. If you have any questions or comments or any questions about how we live, then do leave them in the comments below. If you could give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, then I'd be really grateful, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this out there if you could. It really does help my channel if I can get these videos out to as many people as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will still be trying to upload at least once a week, maybe twice if I can, and I will see you guys on the next upload. Bye guys.
I'll raise a glass to you, and you'll raise a glass to me, and when they're half full, we'll top them up with whiskey.